Hello guys, my name is Darkleg, and in this episode of our Hardcore Let's Play series, we are going to be doing some exploring, we are going to get some power options going for us, and we're also going to be expanding on our storage system. If you guys are new, be sure to leave a like and subscribe, as each like and subscribe gives me one step closer to becoming a full-time content creator, and without any further ado, let's go ahead and get right into this. So, as you guys can see, we are right where we left off. We got our nice little house over here, which we're going to end up actually cleaning up a bit, because I was looking at this, and this doesn't look very good. Like, that looks a lot better. We need to remove some of the different trees that are around this area, because our trees, even though it fits in with the overall look of it, it doesn't look that nice, though. To be fair, the house is missing a roof, so we're going to probably go ahead and actually get onto that as soon as possible. But for now, as you can see, our iron farm is doing its thing, getting some iron going. What we need to do is there was a cave out in that direction somewhere, and we are going to go ahead and look for some things. But before we do that, we are first going to go ahead and we're going to actually dig out the lower level of this, because if you guys don't know, I was watching my own video and I realized that I stumbled across a bunch of my words, and to be fair, that's because I'm nervous. I'm still getting used to this whole thing. However, what I was trying to say is basically what I want to do with our base is I want to make it like a disguise for the actual base. So it's going to just be a very generic looking house up top, but as we head into here, there's going to be elevators and systems that go to different levels, and we're basically going to make a giant underground base with like a futuristic kind of style. That's at least my goal. And we're going to start with that in this episode. So first things first, we're going to go ahead and break this. And actually, even before that, we're going to go ahead really quick. I need to make us some chests. So we're going to go ahead. Also, the Christmas event is no longer here. So there's that. So our chests actually look like chests this time around. But anyways, yeah, that's not going to open. Let's go. Guys, I have made a big mistake. Okay, we're good. So, that was a thing. We fixed it. Don't worry, guys. It's fixed. But now what we're going to need to do for now is we're going to just go ahead, because this is getting quite claustrophobic, we're going to go ahead and actually get ourselves a proper storage room. Like, we're going to go downstairs and we're going to mine out that area, and we are going to actually make a storage area for all of our different things. We need to put the shield back on really quickly. Let's go ahead and... Oh, yes. What I'm going to do really quick is we're going to go ahead and make ourselves some ladders. So, we're going to probably take only half of that. Turn this into ladders. I'm not sure how you make ladders. I can't remember if this is how... No, it's not. It's the other way, actually, which is a bunch of sticks. Right, like that. And that's ladders. This is only temporary. We don't have ender pearls for the elevators, so we don't get to do that right now. Let's go ahead and build this up. We're gonna probably, let's see. We need to head about 1, 2, 3, 4 down. And you know what? Let's go 5 down just for the extra set of headroom. So now we have that going for us. Let's go ahead and get ourselves some torches. We're going to go ahead. We have our torches in here. So we're going to go ahead down here. We're going to mine out this area. This is going to take us a second. So we'll cut to when I finish digging out this area. Alrighty. So we have finished digging out this area. From the ladder down, this is going to be what the area is going to look like. This is going to be down by a single block, because underneath this is dirt. Grass, so we can't really do much with that. It's the grass blocks, we're going to have to go ahead and build this one block down. But other than that, this is the dimensions that we kind of want for this. We're going to go ahead and turn this into our storage system. And what we're going to do with that is we're hopefully going to get into sophisticated storage, which is an extremely powerful mod that basically lets us make... It's the same mod as our backpack, but it's for chests. And it's really powerful because you'll be able to make these upgrades for chests, such as stacking upgrades, which make it so you can put more than just 64 of an item into a single slot. That is extremely useful. We're going to eventually turn all of our chests into sophisticated storage chests, but since we are here now, we're going to go ahead and we're going to use our backpack that we got from last episode, and we're going to go ahead and actually bring all of our stuffs downstairs, and we're going to go ahead and build our storage system out. And how I want to do that is I want to kind of make it so that it goes along this wall like this. So when you're accessing chests, you access them like this. It just gives you a lot more space, and then it doesn't mean that we're wasting this wall area. We're going to go ahead and actually go ahead and empty our inventory out really quick. Oh, and you guys probably see I made myself an osmium shovel because digging out all this dirt was a pain and I didn't want to do it by hand. So we're going to go ahead and empty our chest there. Get our torches. We kind of want to keep our torches there. We're going to go ahead and grab our chests and move all of this stuff downstairs. And the nice thing about having this big backpack is we're able to store basically everything in it. So we don't even have to worry that much about, like... We can take this all down in basically one trip. Yeah, we can. That's awesome. So this opens up our entire area over here. And now we have a dedicated storage area for these chests. Now, where did my chests go? Because I know that we had more. There they are. And then what I want it to basically do is do something along the lines of this. Where we have our chests lined up like this, so we can go ahead and just access them like this. Very helpful. Expands our storage a lot. We'll be able to fill this entire row with chests. Eventually, we aren't even going to use chests. Eventually, we're going to go ahead and get into a mod called Applied Energistics. This mod is a very powerful mod that basically makes like a digital storage system that's all held within like a couple of blocks. It's really useful. So we're going to go ahead and really quickly, whilst I'm thinking about it, we're going to go ahead and empty our chest into here. We're also soon going to be needing to make ourselves a mob farm, and I already have an idea of how we're going to do that. We're going to do it by using cursed soil. But to do that, we're going to need to get a couple of supplies. So we're going to need to go mining, and we're also going to need to go do some exploring, and we'll be able to make ourselves this relatively soon. What we're going to just need to do is we're going to need to go ahead and we're going to need to make something called a experience crystal before we can do this. And to do this, we're going to need to find ourselves a bottle of enchanting. Because the rest of this is really easy. It's just this bottle of enchanting that is really difficult to find. So hopefully we can find it somewhere like in a chest or something like that. Because we currently don't have one. But yeah, that fixes our storage system quite nicely. And then what we're going to do with this is whenever we do get our applied energistics stored, it's going to go into this room. And then these other rooms, I'm not sure with what they're going to do. This one most likely is going to head down. And we're going to end up turning that into like a staircase that goes on into the underside of this base. Or we can just keep using ladders until we get ender pearls. And we're going to need ender pearls and wool to make ourselves some elevators, which the elevator mod is in here, and it works super nicely. You can just either jump or crouch to basically go down and up the elevators. And you can even make those elevators go horizontally, which is really nice. So let's go ahead now, and we're going to go grab our toolkit, and we're going to go into that mine that we saw earlier. Now, if you guys remember from last episode, there was a giant mine area that looked like it had like a spider cave off to the side. We're going to be going ahead and actually exploring that here. What I need to figure out first is where I put my toolkit, and I'm pretty sure it's actually in here. Yeah, because we didn't finish emptying out our inventory. So we're going to go ahead and do that right now. And then we're going to really quickly repair our tools. And then bada bing, bada boom, we got ourselves our tool set repaired. Neat. Let's go ahead and head on out here. And let's head over to that mine area. But first things first, let's go ahead and sleep through the evening. And then, yeah, let's go ahead and hop right over into that mine. All right, so we are back in this mine with all of the really, really good ores that we found over here. We're going to go ahead and head down to this deep slate level. And we're going to soon go ahead and try looking for... we're going to mine up that platinum. That platinum is going to be insanely helpful. And then there's this uranite, which uranite is from a mod called the Power mod, as you can see from the achievement we just got. And the Power mod is what we're going to be using basically for all of our energy needs. Anyways, late game, because early game we're going to try to get a Power set up, but it is expensive. We are going to end up needing a good bit of energy. And that's going to be hard to actually go ahead and get. These are two different ores. That's very interesting. Let's go ahead and head up here. There's a lot of mobs. That's a mob spawner. A glow squid just spawned over there. And that's the spider cave. That's uranium. I don't think we're gonna need uranium for the time being, but you never know. Maybe we'll end up needing it. We're gonna get some of this lapis. Let's go ahead and get ourselves that lapis. Ideally, we need to just stock up on a bunch of resources while we're here. We're gonna take this. This is arcane crystal from Forbidden and Arcanus, and that is going to help us get a device to actually capture mobs. Kind of like how you would, just like the Easy Villagers mod, except with it, we'll be able to pick up literally any mob, like spiders and creepers, and even bosses. Like, you can pick up bosses with it, which is why we're going to need to get it. That's some Bort ore. We're going to need to get all of this. And that's some more platinum. We need to get a diamond pickaxe. We have the diamonds for it. I just haven't upgraded it because I knew that we would need to go ahead and actually get that tier of material, and we do not have enough diamonds and things like that to actually comfortably do that. So, also, this is a mob spawner. We need to break that. Get rid of those guys. These are urns, which, if I'm not mistaken, that is a full refined obsidian armored zombie. Oh boy. I do not like that. Let's try to bait him over here. Because I don't know how much damage that guy would do, but it looks like he'd hurt. So we're gonna go ahead and, like, just keep him here. This is the armor that I'm trying to get. It's better than netherite. But it looks like he didn't drop that. We got a scroll here. Bursting Vitality. I'm not really sure what that does. This is Prosperity ore. We need this. It's for the Mystical Agriculture mod. And if I'm not mistaken, just to refresh myself, if I break these urns, it spawns a zombie, correct? No. It actually gives us loot. Interesting. So, we're going to actually go ahead and mine all of these up. That gave us some bones. Useful. So, also, there's a lot of osmium here, as you can see. Lots of osmium. I don't know what that ore is, but it's from GregTech, so it's most likely going to end up being insanely useful later on. Let's go ahead and clear out this area. We're going to go ahead and light all of this up, and also, in here is a chest. We need these spawner scraps, because these spawner scraps are used to make the quantum catcher, which is what we need. We don't need the broken spawners, but let's go ahead and see what's in this chest. So we get ourselves some obsidian. That's really good. We get some iron, emerald, and there's a book of shimmer, which is really useless. And we're going to go ahead and break these urns. Get some bones, because we're going to end up needing a lot of those materials. This is a lot of ore for GregTech. Here's some more of this arcane crystal. We need a total of 9 of those to make the quantum catcher. So we're definitely going to keep our eyes peeled for that. That is a skeleton. And it looks like there was 2 of them, so now they're going to do a little 1v1. And it looks like that guy won. So, is this a spawner? Yes, I believe this is actually a skeleton spawner. Yep. Take that out. And we're going to go ahead and light up this area. Alright, very good. And I could already tell there was some pretty good loot in here, so let's go ahead and look at this. We get a Rune of Renewing, which cures status effects and heals the user. This is going to become very useful. We're going to keep that. Drigme shards, we need these later on, because it's a way that you can actually farm bosses without actually killing them. Very useful. We're also going to need these wilden horns. Let's get this arcane essence. We're going to get this coal. And I think that's it for here, because all this other stuff is from Coral Tombstone. We can't really do much with that. Let's see what's in here. The Ender. This is an item that is really useful for getting mob heads. That's decent. Let's go ahead and keep looking. Ooh, amethyst. We do need amethysts. And it'll be really useful later on. We're going to go ahead and keep looking. Doesn't seem like there's anything else here that is relatively useful. There's some iron. We're going to go ahead and get that. What we really need right now is a combination of iron and redstone. We really need redstone, and also we're gonna end up needing gold here really soon. And that is because soon we're gonna end up going to the Nether. Also, as you can see, the ability to store items is so useful. We're gonna go ahead and, let me test this. Oh, it places a little, like, sigil on the ground that you can step on and, it'll heal you. That's really nice. Oh, there's 2 spawners here. I didn't see that. I don't want to get hit by these things. These things definitely aren't fun. We can kill those guys. I don't know what those purple orbs are for. I'm assuming there's something useful. That guy has an iron shovel. Let's just combo him. Let's see what's in this chest. Some more diamonds. Nice. We're gonna go slime balls. Slime balls are so useful. I'm gonna get that trident going for us. Gonna kill this guy. We're gonna need to get ourselves some torches here. So let's go ahead and craft those. We have coal on us. Did we bring any sticks? Damn it, we didn't. I'm pretty sure these petrified roots give us sticks. No, they do not. Oh, they do. It just decided to take a second, and it also weirdly took a pickaxe. Interesting. So now we got ourselves some torches. Let's go ahead and keep lighting up this area. Ooh, that's some redstone. That's a husk spawner. We're going to need to take care of that here. Alright. There it goes. And we have these spawner scraps now required to make ourselves a quantum catcher. So we're going to need to keep a lookout for that. Ooh, and we get an enchantment table. That is going to be insanely helpful. Let's go ahead and look for that Forbidden and Arcanus ore for making the quantum catcher. And it looks like there's some over there. Let's go ahead and mine that up. And I do believe... we're one short. We need to get one more for the Forbidden and Arcanus quantum catcher. So let's go ahead and look for that ore. That is a area for artifacts. Let's go take a look. Is there a mimic? That could be a mimic. Nope, that is not a mimic. Okay, good. Gonna go ahead and place that there. Is this a trapped chest? Let's go ahead and... That's a lot of osmium. We really need to come back and get some of this platinum ore. But let's go ahead and look in here. We're going to get some bones. We're going to get some iron. And then in here, we're... Wow! That is a lot of gold. Wow. That's so much gold. We're set on gold from that. That is so helpful. Let's go ahead and keep looking around here. Okay, so above us is a apotheosis boss. This is a shit ton of osmium. I'm worried, though, because I think that we'll end up dying, because that's a skeleton. Yeah, I think we're gonna leave, Felicia the really cool. I think we're just gonna leave them alone. I think we're gonna just let them do exactly what they want to do. Never mind, it doesn't look like we're gonna be able to shake them, so... Oh, this is really bad. That guy is still looking at me. He's a little terrifying. Ooh, diamond! That is useful. Always make sure to look around. Ooh, there it is. I can't believe I missed that. It's literally, like, right there. And there. I don't know how I missed that, ore, but here we go. That is the last, arcane crystal that we need to make some of these mob catchers. And why that is going to be insanely useful is we are going to start ourselves a leather farm and a sheep farm. We're going to need both, so it's best while we're here to go ahead and actually make one. Because we're going to need a bunch of wool for elevators, we're going to need a bunch of leather for the backpack stuff, and just for other things in general. We're going to need to get rid of this guy. What did that thing even spawn? I don't know. Let's go ahead and place this here while we're standing here. That gives us a little bit more gold. Sweet. We'll always take gold, because gold is insanely useful, and we're going to need a bunch of it. And when I say a bunch of it, I mean a bunch of it. This isn't good. That's what it spawned. Good to know. Good to know. That nearly, was really bad. So, I'm glad that didn't go bad. I think we're honestly pretty good. Until we come back with a diamond pickaxe, we can't really get much of the other good ores that are here. So let's go ahead and head on back to our base. And now that we're home, we can actually make use of all these materials. First things first, let's go ahead and craft ourselves the quantum catcher so that we can actually go ahead and catch some of these mobs. So with these arcane crystals, we just make an arcane crystal block. We surround it with 4 spawner scraps, and we get ourselves a quantum catcher. This thing is going to be insanely useful, and we're going to actually go ahead and make use of this almost immediately. But really quickly, before we do, we're going to go ahead and actually cook up all of our ores and if you look in our backpack over here, as you can see, if I put everything in it, this is everything that we got while we were down there, which is pretty good. We got we got more than a stack of raw gold. We got some extra diamonds. We got some normal gold, amethyst. We got plenty of prosperity and osmium. And we're just looking really good now. We got plenty of redstone. Relatively soon here, we need to figure out a early game source of energy. And there's a really good early game source of energy called windmills. Or wind generators. These are really useful in the early game for making energy, and they aren't even that hard to make. We're just going to need to get ourselves a metallurgic infuser. That's it. Once we do that, we can actually go ahead and make one of those. But first things first, let's go ahead and claim our quests, because we have a lot of quests. As you can see, we got quite a bit of different resources from that, including a wrench from Powa, which is really useful, and an upgrade base for productive bees. And I do eventually want to get ourselves into that mod, since that mod is going to save us a lot of time. Also, I do believe what I just put in here was gold, but it looked like brass. That's interesting. We also need to go ahead and get some basic enchants on our gear here relatively soon. I'm going to just set this down in the back over here. We're not going to use it quite yet, but we're going to go ahead and make use of that at some point. And we're going to go ahead and actually look at getting into some early game power. And one of those things is we're actually going to need to go into the Nether. Why do we need to go into the Nether? Well, we need to head into the Nether to get lava. And there is a way to get infinite lava. And yes, it is infinite lava. We just are going to need to partially get into a mod called the Create mod. And I'm pretty sure most people who play this mod pack know about this trick, or, well, this item. But there is an item in here called the, actually, I don't know what it's called. It's from the Create mod. It's like a hose pulley. Yeah, this is it. If we make this thing will, if we are in the Nether and it's a lava source that's more than 10,000 blocks, it's considered infinite, and it'll pull infinite lava. And we can have that sent over to here to turn into power. So we really do need to get into that as soon as possible. Now, before we do that, we are going to go ahead and actually get ourselves into some early game stuff for armor. We need to get into mechanism, because what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to make some refined obsidian. Refined obsidian is basically the best armor early on in the entire game. It gives higher defense than netherite, and it also, I believe, is one of the highest defenses in the entire mod. Yes. Like, the refined obsidian chestplate has 12 armor. To put into perspective, unobtainium armor, which is arguably one of the hardest things to find in the game, is only 13 armor. That's only slightly tougher than refined obsidian by a single point. So it's safe to say that refined obsidian is quite good. So we're going to go ahead and actually get into that, but before we can get into that, we are going to need to make ourselves a heat generator. And heat generators generate energy using lava. And to make this, we are going to go ahead and get a heat generator, which is going to require us to get some planks, copper, osmium, iron, and a furnace. Let's go ahead and do that here really quick. So we're going to go ahead and open our crafting table. We're going to go basic heat generator. I guess it's not called basic. It's just called a heat generator. Yep, there it is. We're going to go ahead and craft that up. Our first generator. And that is going to complete us a quest, which is going to give us some osmium ingots. Now, I kind of want this room to have all of our storage and be processing for now. So we're going to probably end up moving our furnaces down here. We can keep the farm up there. We just need the furnaces down here. And then what we're going to probably end up doing is behind here, we're going to go ahead and place this heat generator. And we can actually lava log the cables from it. So we're going to go ahead and really quickly dig this out. Because how this works is basically, if you surround this in lava, it's going to go ahead and produce us some power. But to do that, we're going to need to go ahead and actually get ourselves some lava. So we're going to go ahead and quickly run over to the lava pool. And we're going to go ahead and grab ourselves about 8 blocks of lava, or 8 buckets of lava. We'll just go ahead and make ourselves some extra buckets. Don't worry, by the way, if you see me crafting a bunch of extra buckets, we are going to use those in crafts, because those are also used to make fluid pipes. So let's go ahead and quickly run over and grab ourselves some lava. And now that we actually have our lava, we're going to go ahead and start placing this lava down. I'm going to go 1, get our heat generator, place that down, and then behind it right here, we're going to place a lava bucket, go on either side, grab these things of cobblestone. We're going to place lava and then block it off. And now, as you can see from the energy in here, this is just going to constantly produce us energy. And that's going to help us out a lot. Now, what we need to do is now we're going to go ahead and make ourselves a metallurgic infuser. Because this is how we're going to get our first energy pipes, which we're going to end up needing. And to make this, we're going to just need 2 furnaces, osmium, redstone, and iron. So we're going to go ahead and get that. We have our redstone in here. We have the ability to make ourselves 2 furnaces. So let's go ahead and craft those up. And then we can just make ourselves a metallurgic infuser. If I can spell it, that is. You know what? I don't know how to spell it. So we're going to go ahead and just look up mechanism. And it's metallurgic infuser. There it is. And then, boom. We have ourselves a what? That honestly perfectly describes how I was feeling just then. So, really quickly, we're going to go ahead and we're going to make an enrichment chamber. We actually really need this. Because this is going to make our resources within the mechanism mod go way further than without. So, first things first. We're going to grab some coal. We're going to need to make ourselves a steel casing. Because what we're going to need to make is we're going to need to make an enrichment chamber. Which is this thing. And to make that, we're going to need a steel casing, which requires 4 steel, 4 glass, and 1 osmium. We do not have steel right now. How we make steel is we put this coal into here. We're going to need a total of 8 carbon, which is 8 coal. And then we're going to put these 4 iron ingots into here. And what this is going to do is it is going to turn this into steel dust, or I believe enriched iron. And then this enriched iron you put into here with more coal, and it makes us steel dust. And then with the steel dust, we can go ahead and smelt that and make ourselves some steel. Now, while we wait, we're going to go ahead and claim these rewards, which we get an advanced control circuit, which is interesting. And we're going to go ahead and make this enrichment chamber. We're going to need 2 basic control circuits, and to make that, we just put redstone and osmium in here. So we're going to go ahead and put this back into here, and we're going to make ourselves that steel. And while we wait, let's go ahead and bring our furnaces down. Since we're no longer going to be needing the furnaces to be up here, we're actually going to end up needing them downstairs so that we can actually access all of our resources more effectively. So let's go ahead and bring this downstairs. And while we're waiting on that, we can go ahead and actually make ourselves a gold furnace, which is just a better version of the iron furnace. And to do that, we just surround this in gold, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, wait, no. This is the one where you need a block of gold, and then we're missing 1 gold ingot, so we're going to go ahead and grab that. And then we're going to go ahead and put 1 gold, an iron furnace, and 7 gold to make ourselves a gold furnace. This is going to already help us out a bunch, as it has way better cook time. If I'm not mistaken, an iron furnace, which we're going to actually go ahead and, since we have infinite iron, we're going to go ahead and turn this into an iron furnace. This has a cook time of 160. This has a cook time of 120. So this already has a way better cook time. Now, we're going to take this steel dust, we're going to throw it into here, and as you can see, that cook time is already way better than before, and that's going to end up making us some steel. Now, while we wait for that, we're going to go ahead and put 4 redstone into here, and we're going to put 2 osmium in here, and this is going to make us our control circuits. Now, while we get that, we're going to go ahead and grab this steel. Going to look for our glass. We have our osmium. And now what we can go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and make the casing. Steel casing. We got it. And now we have our basic control circuits. And with all of this stuff, we can go ahead and craft ourselves an enrichment chamber. So let's go ahead and craft that right now. Getting more for less. This thing is also really useful for ore doubling, and there is a way of ore doubling within Mechanism. It is really helpful. And since we're actually here, let's go ahead and switch this out. We're going to want to put down our enrichment chamber now. And we're going to go ahead and enrich ourselves some coal. And what this is going to do is it's going to take this coal, this basic coal that only turns into 1 carbon per coal, and it's going to turn it into enriched carbon. And what this is going to do is basically it's going to make it so instead of 1 carbon for a piece of coal, we get 8 carbon for a piece of coal. It's insanely helpful. It's what's going to actually make it so we can actually afford to do all of this infusing stuff. So we're going to go ahead and break that, and we're going to go ahead and make ourselves some steel. So we're going to go ahead and put 1 of these in here, and as you can see, we get 80 carbon, so we can go ahead and make ourselves another 4 steel out of just a single piece of coal, versus before we were having to use 8 pieces of coal. But because of that, now we can make this really effectively. And we can also get speed upgrades for these, and we're going to eventually need to, because this process, as you can see, is quite slow. So we're going to want to speed that up at some point. And we're also going to need to eventually upgrade our storage system. And we're going to be able to do that once we get into a mod called Refined Storage. The only thing that is gatekeeping us currently from that is the fact that to get this, we need silicon and quartz enriched iron. And to get that, we're going to need quartz for both of these. So we're going to need to go get that stuff. And now that this is done, we can go ahead and smelt up this steel. We're going to get ourselves a piece of redstone, which we already have some redstone in our inventory. Is there other ways to make this steel besides just doing it through this? It does not look like it. We're eventually going to need to get into GregTech. I don't know when we're going to get into it, but we eventually are gonna have to get into it. If we want to complete this mod pack by 100%ing it, which means to complete every single quest in the game and get the Greg star and the all the mod star, we're going to have to get this. Also, we got another achievement because we got something from Ad Astra, which we're gonna get an enchanted book, and it looks like this has aqua affinity on it. Not very good. So now with this steel, we can go ahead and take this steel and make ourselves some basic universal cables. And what this is going to enable us to do, not only are we going to be able to move this, because now we're going to be able to lava log that, as you can see. This is lava logged. We can't hurt ourselves with it, yet we have access to all this power. So we're going to have this run all the way across. Just going to get all the power that we need. And now we can have both of these down. So we're going to put our metallurgic infuser here, and we're going to put our enrichment chamber here. And now we have basically access to both of those materials. And this is going to become really in handy, as in a moment here, actually, we won't even be needing to use that generator for electricity or energy, because we will be able to use the wind generators. And we can actually probably go ahead and make these, because these aren't even that expensive. We just need gold, redstone, and infused alloys, which are just redstone and iron. So we can go ahead and make that really soon. And we actually even have this reinforced alloy, which is really useful. What we're gonna eventually need, and what we're probably gonna work on in the next episode, is we need to get ourselves a mob farm. And to do that, we're gonna need to get this bottle of enchanting. And one of the only ways to get this is from making an experience crystal, or through finding it on a wandering trader. However, or a cleric. We actually probably just need to level up a cleric. And to do that, I actually know what we can do with all that. I think it is time for us to get into the Easy Villagers mod. We've already gotten kind of into it with the iron farm, but what we can do with it is we can actually go ahead and make ourselves infinite emerald farm by using sticks. If you guys don't know, the Fletcher trades sticks for emeralds, and we can get some more trades for that. Also, this has been going really nicely in terms of getting us iron. That is going to help us so much. It's going to be so nice. So, what we need to do before that probably is we're going to need to get some wool here soon. Let's go ahead and grab our villagers, because we probably need to figure out, we need to get a head count of all of our villagers. Which it looks like we have a total of 5. So we're going to need to make ourselves a villager breeder, which is just some glass panes of iron, wood, and a bed. So let's go ahead and get that. These guys are going to make a little bit of noise in my inventory, unless I actually muted them. I don't know why I keep coming up here. All of our stuff is down here. I was so used to having it up there. We need to get used to it now being down here. So we're going to go ahead and grab this. Put some of these things away. Get that in there. We don't have planks in our inventory, so let's go ahead and get some planks. And then we're going to go ahead and craft ourselves a villager breeder. Now, this is going to be really helpful for us, as we're basically, let's go ahead for now, since we kind of want everything to be in the same room, let's just put the breeder here. What this does is we basically put 2 villagers in there, and then we put food in there, and they will be able to make us villagers. And to grow those villagers, we are going to need an incubator. So let's go ahead and get ourselves an incubator. To get that, we're just going to need some wool. And then we just take this wool, and we turn it into an incubator. This incubator will grow villagers for us, because it's the only way to make them age faster. And then what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to get these traders, which basically just keep these villagers in a single location, and we can just right-click it to do trades. And we can actually go ahead and do that now. Let's go ahead and grab our iron that was all the way up here. Gonna go ahead and grab all of it. And these poppies are also going to be useful. I actually never said why that rose bush out there is going to be useful. Well, the rose bush is going to be used to get us into a mod called Mystical Agriculture. And I've talked about this mod quite a lot. And that is because it is an insanely powerful mod that basically allows you to be able to grow resources of any kind, like most of the ores in the game and most materials in the game, including wood, are grown through mystical agriculture. As you can see here, these are all the different seeds. Like, we could grow wood, we could grow tin, we could grow copper, we can even grow slime drops to get ourselves slimes. It's an incredibly powerful mod that we're gonna need to get into. It's the best way for gathering resources, at least building resources and crafting resources. Also, we have ourselves a trader here. We're going to go ahead and craft ourselves a fletching table, which is just crafted by using 2 flint and some wooden planks. And we got ourselves our flint right here. We're going to go ahead and craft that up right now. So we're going to go ahead, give that to him. And as you can see, we have ourselves this. And remember when I said that this villager hat was going to come in handy? Because this decreases the trading prices of villagers. And what that's going to enable us to do is we're going to be able to trade sticks for emeralds at an even cheaper price. And it is going to be incredibly powerful. And then with this brewing stand, for now, where's our brewing stand? Where is it? I know we have it. We yoinked it from the village at the very beginning. There it is. We're going to go ahead and really quickly make another trader. Trader. There we go. Going to go ahead and craft that. We're going to put it here. And we're going to put this villager into here with this. And we also soon need to make mob farm for this, because this is going to be useful. This is helpful, but we don't really need that right now. I can't believe I'm saying this, but we really need the wandering trader. As much as I hate him, we really need the wandering trader to spawn. Now, what we need to do is we're going to need to get ourselves some rotten flesh, and we're going to need to level up this guy. We need emeralds, so that's where this guy is going to come in. But to do that, we're going to need an infinite source of wood. And what we're going to do with that is, if you guys remember, I said that those pots from earlier were going to be insanely useful. Where are they? Because I know I put them in here. Actually, there's also a feature, which, by the way, if people don't know this feature, here you go. If you look up the item that you're trying to find and you press Y, it'll show you what chest they are in and even highlight them. So yes, here is our flower pots. We have 25 of them. And why these are going to be so useful is because these are used in botany pots. These basically can grow different things inside of just the pots. Like mystical agriculture things, or literally any crop. I'm not going to go through all these because it's a lot of crops. But these can grow basically everything, including trees. We can grow trees inside of these botany pots. And we're going to be able to get ourselves lots and lots of wood for that. The only issue is right now we're going to need to get ourselves some clay. And we're going to need a lot of clay, because we're going to need terracotta. Now, that's also the other amazing thing, is we're by this biome, and this is Yellowstone, and this has a lot of terracotta in it, if I am not mistaken. So we're going to go ahead and head on over here. We're actually going to go ahead and get some terracotta. So while coming over here, there's the terracotta we need. I found this, which this is actually kind of terrifying. This is like a witch tower. We are going to try to avoid that as much as possible. We are just here for this yellow terracotta, which, as you can see, there is a lot of it, which is really nice. We don't have to actually go ahead and get all of the clay to make this terracotta. We can just go ahead over here and get ourselves this terracotta. Let's go ahead and grab that. Also, I'm pretty sure this is a dungeon. So we're going to go ahead and get out of here as fast as possible. But yeah, we got our terracotta. Let's head back home. And now that we're back home, we can go ahead and craft ourselves these botany pots. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to go ahead and get 5 of this terracotta. And we're going to go ahead and put our flower pots in here. And we're going to get a bunch of botany pots, which, as you can see, also gave us an achievement for growing this stuff. Now, the only thing that we're going to need to do is we're going to need to turn these into hopper botany pots. So that way we can actually automate this. Let's go ahead now, and we're going to take this wood. What we're going to do really quickly is we're going to go ahead and make ourselves some chests. Why do we need these chests? Well, we are going to use these chests to make oak drawers. And what these drawers do is these basically are like chests, but they can hold a lot more of an item in a singular location. We're going to end up using these to grow our basic resources early on. Also, we're going to go ahead and open our chunks, and we can see that all of this area is chunk loaded, which means we can just have this here, and we'll start passively getting some different resources. Incredibly helpful. And now what we need to do is we just need to go ahead and make ourselves hopper botany pots. So we're going to go ahead and get our iron. We're going to get our wood. Where's our wood? There we go. And then we're going to go ahead and turn these into chests. We're a little short in terms of making a chest, so let's go ahead and get these and turn these into a chest. And then we're going to go ahead and make ourselves 8 of these hoppers. We're going to go ahead and make 9. Doesn't really matter. And we're going to turn all of these into yellow hopper botany pots. And now you're growing with hoppers. And now what we can do with these is we can go ahead and place them on top of these storage drawers, and these will automatically pull the drops from these things that we're growing, and it'll put them into these storage systems. And it's really, really good for growing some basic resources early on. Now what we're going to do with that is we're going to go ahead and we're going to use this Infirmium essence, actually. This is from Mystical Agriculture, because there is a thing that you can actually do with it. We're going to go ahead and get ourselves some stone. We're going to make ourselves a stick. And then we're going to go ahead and make ourselves a hoe. And then we're going to get this dirt, and we can actually go ahead and till this dirt, which helps grow things faster. And then we can put Infirmium in here. And this will make us Infirmium farmland. And what this does is basically this grows things 10% faster than normal farmland. It's really useful. We're going to go ahead and put this in all of these. And early on, I think right now, we really do just need wood. Because wood is going to kind of basically be our basic resource for everything that we need. And I just saw that a llama is outside, so we're going to head up and we're going to see if this guy has a bottle of enchanting. Let's go ahead and look for him. And he does not. Be gone with you. There's our daily supply of leather. And we're going to go ahead and sleep through the evening. We really, really do need that trade from him. And now what we can go ahead and do is we're going to need to start growing, we're going to need to start growing some food. Because as you can see, we are slowly starting to run out of food. We're going to go ahead and cook up this bread and get some toast. But we're going to go ahead and grow some wheat. And we're going to also go ahead and grow some of this wood. Because ideally, we don't want this to look like dirt and stone and ores forever. Ideally, what I want to do is I want to go ahead and get us the interior for now. I kind of want it to be birch and oak wood. So we're going to go ahead and start growing those. We got 2 of those growing. I want ideally 3 of those. And then for these 2, we're going to have wheat. So we're going to go ahead and also go ahead and look for our wheat seeds, which I'm not sure where those were kept. If not, we can just go get some more, which it doesn't seem like we have some wheat seeds. Unless, yeah, no, we don't have any. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to go get ourselves some wheat seeds. It's really easy to do. All we have to do is head over here where it's not next to our rose bush and then just do that. And of course, that falls all the way down there. So we're going to have to fall down here to get ourselves our wheat seeds. Now that we have our wheat seeds, we're going to go ahead and plant this. That way we can start growing ourselves some seeds and some wheat. And this is actually dual purpose because not only do we need the wheat for bread, but we also need the seeds themselves. And as you can see, our crops just grew, and we got ourselves some wood and a stick. It is going to be incredibly helpful. We're going to go ahead and quickly chop down some trees out here. And then we're going to start growing those as well. And now, with these saplings, we can go ahead and grow ourselves this wood. We're going to go ahead and take out that sapling, put in the yellow autumn. And actually, that's the wrong thing. We need the maple. And we're going to put the maple in there, and then we're going to put the maple in there. And then with these, we're going to go ahead and throw all of these yellow autumn trees, and this is going to grow us all of the wood that we need. And also, as you can see, this is also growing us our wheat. So we're going to no longer have an issue with that. Now we're not only growing that, but we're also getting ourselves some wheat, seeds, and wood. We're off to an absolutely amazing start with all of that. I'm going to go ahead and sort this out. And then with these chests, we can actually just go ahead and place these down and get those chests. Perfect. Now that this is growing wood, we can actually go ahead, take these out, and take this wood, turn these into sticks, and we can head over to this Fletcher, and we can put the sticks into here for emeralds. Perfect, and now that we have 3 emeralds, we can go ahead and try leveling this guy up. We're going to, really quick, because we can actually shuffle through these. Apparently he has just the same trade, so we're going to just, we'll take it as that. Since the cleric apparently only has 1 set of trades. And we're going to just get ourselves a little bit of redstone with the goal of leveling this guy up. We need to level him up to max, unfortunately. So it's gonna be a little while before we end up getting ourselves the resources necessary to actually get the bottle of enchanting. Either that or we're gonna need to look for another way alternatively to get ourselves a bottle of enchanting. Because we really need this. And to get this, we would have to make a mystical agriculture thing, and we do not have any of this, so that's a no-go. And to get it elsewhere, we would need to get we can get essence from a distillation chamber, but how would we get this? The mob crusher. Interesting. We may get into a little bit of industrial foregoing just to kill a couple of mobs so that we can go ahead and take the essence it drops and put it in a distillation chamber and get ourselves a bottle of enchanting. That seems like a really easy thing to do. We could just get a mob, put it in front of the killing chamber, and then we'd be able to start that up. I think in the next episode, we will go ahead and start working on getting ourselves a mob farm. Because the sooner we get a mob farm, the better. And trust me, it will be extremely helpful. Every kind of run needs a mob farm, especially with the loot that these guys will end up dropping. We're going to go ahead and quickly upgrade our tools. And we're going to also go ahead and make ourselves a nether portal. We would just need to go ahead and take this lava bucket, wherever I put it. We just need this. We're going to go outside, put this in some water, which I'm not sure where the closest water thing is. Let's just head this way. This will be fine. Now, I am a complete buffoon because I went over there to get this, and I didn't even craft a diamond pickaxe, so I wouldn't have even been able to mine it. So we're going to go ahead and actually do that now. And also in that direction, there was a whole thing of obsidian, so we can just go ahead and do it through that way as well. So let's go ahead and get these template boards. We're going to go ahead and make ourselves a pickaxe template. We're going to get our 3 diamonds, and we're going to go ahead and get ourselves our diamond pickaxe. Now we're going to quickly trash that because we do not need it. And now with this diamond pickaxe, we are going to be able to head on over and get ourselves some obsidian. Now, the funny thing is, obsidian is not the only thing over here that we are actually going to be getting. However, this is going to be one of the big things that we're going to get. And we're going to mine 64 of it, so that way we don't really have to come back that often. That was a lot of lava sound. But the other reason we are here is for this mod, for the applied energistics. We're going to go ahead and break this sky stone. And we're going to go ahead, get that broken. We want this sky stone. The sky stone is incredibly useful. And then right here, this is the mysterious cube, which if we go ahead and break this, will give us the templates for the inscribers that we need for applied energistics. Now we're going to go ahead, get ourselves this Certus quartz. And we need to get rid of this lava, this water. So we're going to go ahead and really quickly just place some water, some cobblestone on this water. Alright, so these are Certus quartz blocks. We're going to take these, because these are basically whole blocks of this Certus quartz. Which is funny because there's 2 kinds. There's one from GregTech as well, which I actually didn't know was a thing. And then there's these, which we're not going to touch, because if we get rid of those, that would be a lot worse. Also, there's a lot of coal here from GregTech. But let's go ahead and head on back to our home. So now that we are back home, we can go ahead and make ourselves this nether portal, which, by the way, you guys probably can see that this has started getting us resources. We got 15 wood there, 17 wood there, 15 wood there, 15 wood there. We're starting to pick up pace with this, and this is going to be incredibly useful. So now we're going to go ahead and put these inscriber templates and skystone into here, and we're going to take this obsidian, and we're going to go ahead and make ourselves this nether portal. And as you can see, there is our nether portal, and we're going to go ahead and light it. We're probably going to actually enter into it next episode and see where we end up going. But we're going to go ahead and light it this episode. So we're going to go ahead and get ourselves a flint and steel. And we're going to go light that bad boy. But first things first, let's go ahead and head to sleep, because we do not need any sort of trouble with mobs. So we're going to go ahead and head to sleep real quick. Pretty sure that is that's a boss over there, so I'm going to try to avoid that. But anyways, and there it is. The nether portal. I am so excited to go into this next episode. So stay tuned, guys, as in the next episode, we are going to be entering the nether. And that is going to be very, very cool. But in this episode, I think we're almost ready to call it. I think the last thing that I want to do, the very last thing that I actually want to end up doing, Ooh, that was actually useful. Ooh, Iron Sight. That's a mod that we're going to need to get into here relatively. Wow. This is exactly... Wow. Okay, so guys, this is the lily pad of fertility. The reason that this is so overpowered is because it speeds up the growth of crops. The fact that we got one already without having to go through the whole process of making this, because to get this you need fertile essence, and to get that you need slime pearls, which drop from slimes, catalyzing glands, which drop from creepers, and rib bones that drop from skeletons. And all of these are a chance drop. And then you'd get one fertile essence. And then you also need green dye. But we needed this to make the lily pad of fertility, and it looks like we already got our first lily pad of fertility. That is insanely powerful. That is so nice. That's going to help us out so much. And also, we got ourselves our toast. So we are going to be good. One of the things we can go ahead and make is this stacking upgrade. And you saw that correctly. This thing requires 8 blocks of iron to craft. It is expensive, but it is incredibly worth it, since this is going to enable us to stack double the amount of items in a single inventory slot. And since we have an iron farm going, there's no reason to not craft this. So we're going to go ahead and do exactly that. We're going to go ahead and craft this. So we're going to go ahead up here. We're going to grab our iron from our iron farm, which has been running this time. Get ourselves our iron. We're going to head on down here. Make ourselves these blocks of iron. We're going to make ourselves 8 blocks. And now we're going to head on over to here. We're going to put this extra stuff away. Where is our leather? We put our leather somewhere over here. Where would I have put it? There it is. So we're going to take out 4 leather, and we're going to make ourselves a upgrade base, which we actually need string for, which is the good thing with that is we did get a bunch of string earlier on, and we do in fact have our iron. So let's go ahead and craft this. We got ourselves an upgrade base, and then we're going to go ahead and make ourselves this stacking upgrade. This is going to help us out a lot. This can multiply the amount of things that fit in a single slot by 2. So what that does is, like, let's say we have our 2 things of cobblestone here. Instead of just holding 1 like in here, it can hold 128 in a single slot. It is incredibly useful. And we're going to be going ahead and using that quite a lot. And that's actually something that also this storage system is going to be able to have, as we'll be able to make these just using logs. And it's going to be really useful. And I'm pretty sure actually the stacking upgrades in here are cheaper. Yes, for the chests, it's a lot cheaper. It's just 2 blocks of iron, and the rest is iron ingots. But we're going to end up getting that, and we also got ourselves a storage controller, which this is from Functional Storage, which is the mod that actually uses these. And that's going to come in handy later on, as you will end up seeing. Well, guys, I do believe that is where we are going to call it for today. Thank you all so much for watching. If you guys are new and enjoyed this, be sure to leave a like and subscribe, as each one of those will help me significantly in growing this channel and have this reach more people. I appreciate all of you guys for watching till the very end, and if you guys want more, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and comment down below what you would like to see in the next episode. And yeah, until then, guys, peace out.